The alien girl faced certain doom until a human intervened. Zara pressed her back against the cold metal wall as the sound of heavy boots echoed through the corridor. Her purple skin had turned pale with fear and her 3 hearts beat wildly in her chest. The bounty hunters had found her again. She clutched the data chip in her hand tighter. This small device contained the location of her home planet Kepler 442b and the plans for their advanced shield technology. If the Vorthan Empire got their hands on it, they would destroy everything she loved. The boots stopped right outside her hiding spot. Zara held her breath and tried to make herself smaller behind the broken cargo crates. Through a small gap, she could see 3 massive Vorthan soldiers in their black armor. Their red eyes glowed in the darkness as they scanned the area. "She cannot have gone far," growled their leader, Commander Vex. "The tracking device shows she is still on this level of the space station." Zara knew she was trapped. The ventilation shaft behind her was too small for her to crawl through, and the only exit was blocked by the soldiers. She had been running for 3 days now ever since she escaped from their prison ship. Her energy was almost gone and she had nowhere left to run. The soldiers began moving cargo crates one by one, searching for her. Each crash made her jump. They were getting closer. In just a few minutes they would find her hiding spot. Suddenly a new voice spoke from the shadows. "Looking for something, gentlemen?" The voice was calm and confident. It belonged to a human male. Zara had heard about humans but had never seen one before. They were supposed to be a young species that had just started exploring space. Commander Vex spun around, pointing his weapon toward the voice. "Human, this does not concern you. Leave now or face the consequences." A figure stepped into the light. He was tall with brown hair and wore a simple gray jumpsuit. The name tag on his chest read Jake Miller, Engineer. He looked completely relaxed despite facing 3 armed soldiers. "Actually, it does concern me," Jake said with a slight smile. "This is a neutral trading station and you boys are making quite a mess. The station manager asked me to check on all the noise. We are hunting a dangerous fugitive," Vex snarled. "She stole important military secrets." "Stand aside." Jake scratched his chin thoughtfully. "Military secrets, huh? That sounds pretty serious. What kind of secrets are we talking about?" While the soldiers were distracted by Jake, Zara noticed something strange. The human had positioned himself in a specific spot. If she looked carefully, she could see he was standing right next to the station's fire suppression system control panel. "That information is classified, human," Vex said, getting more annoyed. "Now move before I decide you are helping the fugitive." "Oh, I am definitely helping her," Jake said cheerfully. Before anyone could react, he slammed his hand on the emergency fire suppression button. Instantly, thick white foam sprayed from the ceiling, covering the entire corridor. The soldiers shouted in confusion as they were blinded by the dense foam. "This way," Jake called to Zara. She did not hesitate. Jumping from her hiding spot, she ran toward his voice. Jake grabbed her hand and pulled her through the chaos. They ran down the corridor as the soldiers stumbled around behind them, trying to clear the foam from their helmet visors. "How did you know I was there?" Zara gasped as they ran. "Heat signature," Jake replied. "Your species runs hotter than most. Plus, you were breathing pretty loud." They reached an intersection and Jake pulled her to the left. "My ship is docked at Bay 7. We need to hurry before they call for backup." Behind them they could hear Commander Vex shouting orders to his men. The foam was already starting to clear and the soldiers would be after them soon. They ran through the twisting corridors of the space station. Jake seemed to know exactly where he was going. When they reached a security checkpoint, he quickly overrode the lock with some kind of electronic device. "Are you some kind of spy?" Zara asked. Jake laughed. "Nope, just an engineer. But I have been fixing things on this station for 2 years. I know every bolt and wire in this place." They finally reached the docking bay where a small cargo ship waited. It was not much to look at, but it appeared to be in good condition. Jake quickly opened the airlock and ushered her inside. "Welcome aboard the Lucky Strike," he said as he sealed the door behind them. "She is not pretty, but she is fast." The ship lifted off just as the Vorthan soldiers burst into the docking bay. Jake piloted them away from the station with smooth, skilled movements. Once they were in open space, he set the autopilot and turned to face Zara. "So," he said, "want to tell me what this is really about?" Zara hesitated for a moment, then pulled out the data chip. "This contains the location of my homeworld and our defensive technology. The Vorthan Empire wants to use it to attack my people." Jake examined the chip carefully. "Why did they capture you specifically?" I am the daughter of our defense minister, Zara explained. I had access to the most sensitive information. They thought they could force me to cooperate. But you escaped instead, Jake said with admiration in his voice. I had help from other prisoners, Zara said sadly. They sacrificed themselves so I could get away. I cannot let their deaths be meaningless. Jake was quiet for a long moment. Finally, he spoke. Where do you need to go? The Galactic Council Station at Alpha Centauri, Zara said. If I can present this evidence to them, they will protect my world. That is going to be tricky, Jake said. The Vorthans probably have ships watching all the major hyperspace routes. They will be expecting you to head there. Then what do you suggest? Jake smiled. Humans are pretty good at finding creative solutions. I know a back route through the asteroid fields. It will take longer, but we should be able to avoid their patrols. As they traveled through space, Zara learned more about her rescuer. Jake had been working as a freelance engineer on various space stations and ships for the past 5 years. He had left Earth to see the galaxy and help people wherever he could. Why did you risk your life to save me? Zara asked. Jake shrugged. It was the right thing to do. Besides, humans have a saying, we do not leave anyone behind. 3 days later, they arrived at the council station. Jake had been right about the back route. They had avoided all the Vorthan patrols. As they docked, Zara felt a mixture of relief and sadness. She was safe now, but that meant saying goodbye to Jake. Thank you, she said simply. You saved not just me, but my entire world, Jake smiled. Just promise me you will use that technology to protect people, not hurt them. I promise, Zara said. She started to leave, then turned back. Will I see you again, maybe? Jake said. The galaxy is big, but humans have a way of showing up when people need help most. As Zara walked away carrying the data chip that would save her people, she thought about what Jake had said. Maybe humans were still a young species, but they had something special. They had courage and compassion and the willingness to help others, even at great risk to themselves. She smiled as she entered the council chambers. The galaxy was a better place with humans in it.